Blarla. Hello peeps and welcome back to Good Company. Welcome back to Eye in the Sky. There has been an update actually since the last time that I played. There's been some rebalancing, particularly in the research department. There's been bug fixes, which includes there's been some logistic bug fixes as well with prioritizing and them getting stuck and things like this, which is great. But there's been a couple of new screens added, which are very handy indeed. So now we get this weekly data for the past, I like it says weekly data in brackets past week. Well, I mean it says weekly data, so one would assume. So this is a great screen. I like this. This is really handy. So it tells you how many this assembly table 2 has made of the product. 3 we can see here, and then how they're distributing their time. 21% assembling. This is hilarious, by the way. 21% assembling, 6% of their time is spent picking, and 9% of their time is spent walking, and 64% of their time is spent being blocked. They can't build the product, and we can see here that he hasn't got the items that he needs to make anything. So I'm assuming that would count as blocked. You know, he's not picking, he's not walking, he's not assembling, he's there unable to produce. So that's really handy to see. And look, it even gives you cost breakdowns. You know, how much this employee has cost me, how much he uses in materials, the value of his production, and what we're actually making as well. It doesn't say whether this is a gross or net. It looks like it's a net. Okay, good. Right. If we do the maths, that's 1, and that screen is available on all of our tables here, which is just great. I really like that. That is top notch. There's another one that's been added. Yeah, under production here. So this is very good. This is very good. So what this tells me is that we've consumed 75 bits of wood. Again, I think this is over the last week. This one actually isn't clear on that. I'm going to assume that it is. But if all of our tables ran super efficiently, they would consume 425 bits of wood. That's quite alarming, isn't it? Yes, the maximum is the optimised production amount for all existing tables if walking times and issues blocking the product are reduced to 0. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? So it gives us an idea of just how efficient it is. I mean, we had a pretty good idea anyway because of all these people standing around doing nothing. So, I mean, I was already aware of it. But to give you exact figures and stuff like that, particularly if it looks like it's running quite well, that will be super handy. They are 2 excellent screens. Blarla approved. So, one of the biggest issues we have over here producing this item is that we're not getting enough of these. We've got one dude producing these, and we can see here that the products that go into this, look, they're standing around. They've produced so many of them, and they're not being consumed fast enough. We've got the same issue here with the guy that's producing the plastic pots, which also goes into this item. Now, who's making the circuit boards? Anybody? Oh, look. Same with the circuit boards. See, she's just standing there doing nothing. So we know that we've got plenty of potential to produce much more of these simple AM radio links. We need to drastically increase production here, not only to help these guys, but also over here at this table, we require the shortwave radio link, which I think takes those other items, although probably best I check. And I am just going to build, let's just have a look here. Let's build an electronics bench real quick here. It does. See, this takes, look, the simple AM radio. So we're going to need not only to increase production of these for this item, but we're going to need to increase it to also cover this item. Amazing. Which instantly makes me concerned about the amount of space that we've got over here. We can also note that they keep running low on the medium DC motors. Now, we can see we've got 2 tables producing those. And no, we don't. We've got a table doing a small DC motor, and then it gets upgraded to the medium. And we're using metal sheets and mechanical parts for that one. So we could really do, I think, with increasing this production. So maybe it's worth us taking this production out here and moving that over to here, maybe somewhere. That might work. Or maybe we could even buy one of these bigger buildings. And get some of the big production lines happening over there, you know. Well, look, we've got a separate office over here. Maybe we could bring research over to here. It's hard to know. Research has come to a grinding halt, I can't help but notice. Apparently, with the rebalancing of this, is some of the more difficult components to make, we can see here, have had their value in research significantly increased and stuff like that. So this has all had a rebalancing, which is pretty great. So I need to make a decision about, because we've still got a lot of stuff to produce, like this one here. You know, we've got the stepper motor to come in. We've got lots of things to produce for this item, but it's not all going to fit in this building here. It just isn't. We've also got this brightness sensor. What goes into the brightness sensor? Let's see. Nothing too crazy. That's actually quite a short production line there, which is nice. That's nice. Yeah. Okay. How much is this building? 25 grand. Let's buy it. I'm gonna buy that. Because I think we're going to need this space, and then we're going to have to start shipping things out, I think. What might be nice is moving out research, and they are currently researching. What do we see? No, hang on a minute. It's all gone kaplooey. How did I do this before? Right, here we go. These, which are now getting 9. Okay. Because if we're going to start increasing production of things, why not take this into consideration at the same time? Like, we've got these quadruple batteries. Look at those. They are mental, aren't they? I don't think that's necessary. I think if we were doing those, we wouldn't need all of these people. Yeah. So it's a balance, isn't it? I think we might keep this going. How many enhanced? Where do we make those enhanced battery cells? Where are they being? Where are they actually being made? Where are they actually being made? I don't see them. There's 30 of them on this shelf, so we've clearly got a good supply of them coming in. I actually can't see. Right, hang on. Let's go into logistics. Let's hover over it. Where's that coming from? Oh, they actually... No, this is the analysis desk. Oh, what's this? They're over here. You. There it is. There it is. Okay. Yeah, she's making plenty, isn't she, of those? Might keep it that. I might keep it at that, to be honest. So I think, yeah, this production here, I'm going to move out to over here and increase it. That's what we're going to do. Now, the logistical nightmare of getting that done. Well, we're going to start, I think, by straight up just moving it. This will be a good start. We're going to stick it in here. Just get the start with what you know. That's how I get with these things. Start with what you know. So I know that this stuff has to come over here. So let's just start there. And then we can untangle the mess as we go. So that's these. And I've tried to keep it in a very similar sort of layout here, right? So they are now all in totally the wrong place. Okay. And then, because our battery for our research has come over there, and then he needs a lot of these things. He needs this and this. He also needs this lady here. She is just using basic materials. We have no delivery over here either, typically. Absolutely no deliveries. And of course, I don't like the use of conveyor belts at the moment, although with the rebalancing of priorities in the logistic stuff, it might have improved a bit, but it's certainly not going to solve the problems that I experience with it. So let's see here. We are going to move him. Indeed we are. But to where? I don't know. I think we'll stick him here for the moment. And this, I believe, is his shelf. So we'll move that to there for the moment. Just for the minute. Okay. And then we will move her over to here. And we'll take her shelf also. Why does it keep turning off the moving? Okay. Right. Okay. Now that would have created a colossal mess in the logistics. But one step at a time. The whole thing is a mess. So ultimately we want to produce these goods right now, and we want to produce a lot more of them. Why have we brought this over? I don't know. Who's using this? Is it you guys? No, you guys. No. Why have we brought those over? I don't think we need to. These do use the plastic parts. But actually, maybe these two can go back. Maybe these two can actually... Maybe I shouldn't have moved those ones. Thinking about it. Sorry, guys. Which one are you? You're the... No, okay. So you are that one. I should have moved these ones. Why does it keep turning off the move? We've now got a repeating sound. Do that. And we'll give them the shelf back. I think that's it. Okay. Right. So we have, to keep things neat, we have plastic. Oh, that's not plastic parts. We have plastic parts. And what are these called? Integrated circuits. And then we've got the circuit boards, right? Okay. Right, okay. Now, what goes into this? So this is going to require, most of these I think are probably just going to require raw materials. We've got plastic and metal, plastic, electronic parts, a nice big selection of things. So we're going to need a place to get their raw materials delivered to. So we're going to stick a shelf just here, and see about getting a bunch of these into here. So we're going to increase plastic, metal and electric parts over here, and I'm going to want some plastic and some electrical parts and some metal to be delivered over to here. Actually, let's just break these connections and make this neat. And now we can add the metal, and I'll increase that to 3, and then the electronic parts, and we'll increase the bandwidth on that to 3 as well. There we go. So we can make sure that there's plenty of parts coming over to here, and we're going to need a good amount of logistics people to carry that over. Of that I am aware, and we could use conveyor belts. I don't want to. Okay. This will then allow us to feed raw materials to their shelving units. So at the moment we can see here their plastic is coming from somewhere over there, along with their metal, as you would expect. But I'm now going to ask this shelf to feed that shelf's needs. Of course, what is that? They are shipping out. Hang on a minute. Yeah. Okay. So what I've done there is I've asked the circuit boards to not then be filled to this shelf, but they are going to need to be filled to that shelf. The thing is, it's a long way to walk. But that's what we're going to have to do. We have to keep that connection, and someone is going to have to walk it, for the simple reason that if I put a conveyor belt between here, they'll put all of them down the conveyor belt, and I don't want it. It's mental, and I'm not going to allow that. So we're going to have people walk it, and therefore it automatically cuts down the amount. Conveyor belts are almost too convenient in that respect. They can throw them all to the wrong end of the factory, and then nobody has anything anywhere else. It's rubbish. We need to be able, I think what my solution to the conveyor belts would be is being able to link shelving units to a conveyor belt at each end, and then the use of that conveyor belt is dictated by what those shelves are in need of or have stock of. So if the shelf that's linked to one end of the conveyor belt is in need of a stack of an item, at this end of the conveyor belt, if they've got a stack of that item, they send it down, and then they stop. So even if they have 3 stacks of the item here, it doesn't go down the conveyor belt unless there's a demand for it, something like that, you know. So as soon as that shelf has been emptied because they've gone and distributed it, they would then send another bunch down, and allowing you to be able to control how many of an item. So you can say only send that when there's a stack available, or only send that if you have 5 available, you know, don't send that one at a time, that sort of thing, you know. So you can sort of control the amounts that are being sent down there. That's the sort of thing I feel that the conveyor belts need, that are sorely lacking at the moment, because at the moment for me they are pretty unusable. That's how I feel about it. So I am going to make people walk everywhere, and that just takes more manpower, which means my companies won't make as much money, I guess. But a whole new logistical nightmare happens when you start using conveyor belts over actually solving anything, as far as I can tell. Right, so we're going to need plastic to be fed into from there as well, and we're going to need the electronic parts to come from this local shelf as well. And again, they are going to need these parts to be sent out to here, I would assume. I suppose, how many of them need... Actually, look, the only person that requires integrated circuits is this dude. He is the only one that needs them. Well, then there is no need to send them out to there. None whatsoever to send them out to there, and they're full, so I can't. Interesting. Well, that's something worth looking at then, isn't it? So look, how many people require the circuit boards? Apparently at the moment only this dude. So again, don't send them out to there. Oh, we can just send them direct like this. Where's your shelving unit? It's here. We can just send them direct. Ah, okay. Ooh, so let's have a look. Hang on a minute. So what's being shipped? What's that line? Plastic parts. Now I'd imagine, yeah, there's various people requiring plastic parts. Plastic parts are actually needed in all buildings. So with that in mind, given how easy plastic parts are to produce, maybe we should just get... Oh, we'd have so many plastic parts though. It would be overkill on the plastic parts. If we put a plastic parts bench over here and they just make them there for these guys, and then we get... Sorry. And then we get a plastic parts bench over here just for this building, and then one over here. Given that it's just one table, plastics and... Do you know what I mean? It's fairly easy. But they do mass produce plastic parts. Oh, it's difficult. It's difficult. I feel I'll do it over here. I think we'll cut this one out. So if we're going to... Yeah, what is this? This is a basic workbench. So what I'm going to do is build another basic workbench over here. We're going to make this plastic parts. And yeah, there. And actually no, that was bad. That was really bad. Let's stop that. This sort of seems, I suppose it's more of a central location, but it a bit annoying at times. Let's stick that there. Right, so we're going to want plastic to be delivered to there, and then they can do that. Okay. And then the plastic parts go back to here. Okay, so this now has plastic parts to be redistributed. But what we need to do is make sure that these plastic parts aren't going over there. Okay, they are to not go over there. So they are now getting their own feed of plastic parts, and we don't want you to send your plastic parts over to there or there. I think they'll keep their plastic parts to themselves in this building, right? That'll be good. So nobody is using these, nobody's using these, nobody's using these. It seems that we no longer require... okay, we're going to have to come out. We're actually going to have to walk over there. I'm going to have to quickly walk over here. And what we're going to do, we are going to ask, I think, all plastic parts to no longer be delivered over here. Sorry, electronic parts. I don't think they're required for anything. Don't think they're required for anything. I've got 400 of them over here. Am I out of reach? Oh my god, where's she walking to? Right. So I can't seem to take those out. Because I'm in logistics. Right, okay. God. Take those out. Not required anymore. Okay. Just trying to sort that out a little bit. No longer needed. Why is it still showing over here though? I don't want you to order them anymore. I don't want you to order those anymore. So we should see that disappear from here. Yeah, look, none. Don't order them. Stop it. So I don't want to see it on here on the logistics thing. Right, are you saying you need... No, you don't need electronic parts. You don't need electronic parts. Why are they... It's sort of suggesting that there is a call for electronic parts on these two shelves, but there isn't, and I can't cancel those. I feel like there's a mistake happening here that's out of my control. So it's just annoying because now we've got this alert sign and it shouldn't be there. It simply shouldn't be there. You know, go away. That's really, really annoying. It's really, really annoying. Right. What we're going to do is walk these back over to here. Okay. And we can just shovel those on there. So they've got somewhere to go, right? Oh my goodness, you see what I mean? I said it's going to open up a can of worms. God, it really has. It really has. So we're working on plastic parts, aren't we? That's what we're trying to solve, is the plastic part situation. Now there is a demand for plastic parts over here, and I think those are going to be walked. Yeah, hang on a minute. So the plastic parts. Jesus, I've lost the thread. I've completely lost the thread. So, hang on a minute. You need plastic parts, and you need plastic parts. You do not. Okay. So when you're done with the plastic parts, you stick them in this shelf here. This guy is already using this shelf. Okay. But we're also going to need them to send these plastic parts to this shelf. Actually, let's not. Let's send these. Let's do it centrally. Let's put the plastic parts over onto this shelf as well. So he uses them. That's the only problems, that he uses them. And what they'll do is just shove them all over here, right? Yeah. It's a bit of an issue. What we might do instead then... is build a new shelving unit here. And we will have electronic parts go to this central shelf instead of to this one. Right. And it's doing that thing again with these electronic parts. It's very annoying. So he can now get them from this shelf. Same with the plastic parts. Do you know what? We'll put electronics up to 2. We'll put plastic parts in there up to 2. Actually, we probably can't afford to do that in space because of this guy. No, we can't. We really can't. We can't afford to do that. Damn. Okay. So we want plastic parts, electronic parts in there, and then this guy can get them from this center shelf instead. So even though he's right next to this, I want him to get everything that he requires from here. And I also want you to then put your finished product into here. Okay. And then this guy. Okay. Let's break all of his connections. That noise is really annoying. he's almost got everything, isn't he? He's got his integrated circuits, his plastic parts, but he doesn't have his circuit boards just at the moment. So the circuit boards, once they are made, actually need to go into this shelf. Are in the shelf. Okay, they are in the shelf. So almost the wrong thing. Send them over to this main central shelf where we're storing everything, and then we want to send some of them over to him, and then when he is done making his product, I'd like him to stick them onto this shelf, and then this shelf emptied onto this shelf. Okay. Before we do that, let's increase those, then bring these over and allow a stock of those. Okay, meaning that this is now null and void. Okay, because they need them. They absolutely do need them. They are now going to have to come. Oh my god, have we been selling them? Did you see that? Straight up being told to sell them. I did not know that. That must have come with the level when we started. That's mental. We definitely want to stop that. And then, yeah. We're going to ask for these to be stocked all the way over there. That's happening. That is happening. Okay. And then all these other connections have been broken. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we've barely, it feels like we've barely done anything. But there is so much here to try and work out. It's actually just awful, really. Let's come on, pause. Let's come over here. So he needs these, and these, and those. There we go. Right. Didn't I just put some on there? I just put a load on there. Okay. Is this? Ah. Oh right. It's because nobody. Seems like this is not working quite right, because the connection here is there. Oh, it's going straight to the workbench. No. It needs to go straight to there. Right? There, okay. And then to there. There it is. There it is. Oh, okay. There's a lot to do to get this new setup changed. I'm just moving it to start with. Just trying to move it. And that's been enough of a nightmare. Now we need to try and make it more efficient. And of course we haven't got logistics set up here or anything just at the moment. But one step at a time. That was bad enough. That was bad enough. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you to all my Patreons for their continued support.